All right, Bobcat fans, we're here with Center Court with Coach Walker, Guy Walker, and James Gibson, sponsored by Sonic and Roof Masters. Coach, thank you for coming today.
Yes, sir.
How's everything going in the basketball world?
Well, it's going well right now. We just try to keep it going game by game, and awfully excited about what these kids are doing.
28-3, 8-1 in district. We've talked to some historians, some oracles we call them. Thomas Richardson, the guys that's been around a while. This is the most wins by a Bobcat basketball team ever. How does that sink into you?
Well, I think, you can't stop in the middle of the season and think about a lot of, records and whatnot, but certainly it's significant. And it's exciting because anytime people are talking like that, they're talking about your program. Kids are getting recognized, which is what this is all about. And, when the time comes for us to put a cap on the season, then we'll really kind of revel in some of that. And right now, we just got to keep it going, and we got to keep practices good and keep trying to sharpen the blade a little bit.
So you talk about people that talk going to the community. You go down to the store, gas station, you go to our local grocery store. People are talking about the Bobcats.
Now, honestly, though, now we don't have a whole lot of stores, so you're only talking about 2 or 3.
I go down to Buchanan's. We talking basketball. And Mr. Buchanan, Mike down there, and Skip. We're talking about basketball.
Yeah.
I go up here to Brooks's. We talk to Mr. Ray. That's got to be exciting for the kids.
Well, it is, and like I said, our kids deserve it, and our kids earn it every day, and they're a special group. They're a special group because they have a certain chemistry about them. They pick each other up. And like all teams, we have different hurdles we have to get through. We have our days. We have our moments in games. But this team finds a way, and they celebrate each other's success. And that's what's fun to see.
I think that's the key right there. There's nobody on the team better than anybody else. They all for each other and play with each other, not against each other. I'm the superstar, nothing like that. I think that goes back to a lot of your coaching philosophy also.
Well, we try to share the ball, and we say every kid on the team has to be willing to take a charge and dive on the floor and those kind of things. And, every team I've ever had, you say those things, and this team has embodied that. So it's special when you get a group like this, and, you do need to give recognition for those kind of things. And, we're just excited about what they've done, and every challenge that's come up, they've kind of come through it. So we hope we can keep it going.
Tuesday night we played Pine Stinking Tree. we end up. It was close, I believe, at halftime.
It was.
Second half we pulled away. Talk a little bit about the ball game and what happened with the first half compared to the second half.
Well, anytime Hallsville and Pine Tree play in anything, both it's going to be. Exciting. Both teams are going to give their best effort in that, and so I think there was something to be said about that. Pine Tree certainly was up to the task, and our kids came out second half. We kind of changed the momentum and just kind of held on, and I think that it's very hard sometimes for people to realize just how hard it is to keep going game after game after game when, Pine Tree went into the game out of the playoff race, and we went into the game, on top of the district standings. So there's a dynamic there, and our kids, that's a mental challenge for kids. I don't care what you say as an adult, that's a challenge for kids to treat every game the same, to respect all opponents, to go into whether it's perceived to be a big game or not, still perform. And that's what I'm proud of them on, is they found a way these last 2 games to pull through. And, it doesn't get easier from here on out.
Well, you talk about, we played Marshall. It was tighter than what we had expected. Mm-hmm. Then we played Pine Tree. Mm-hmm. Do you think the kids looked and was looking past either one of those teams? Because I know Sulphur's coming Friday night, and they're going to be ready to go. I know, but you think maybe there was a mental lapse?
I hope not. But anybody who's ever, and I know all of us here have, and a lot of the listeners are big sports fans. All you have to do is keep up with sports to see that upsets happen all the time. Mm-hmm. People get knocked off all the time. People are on top of the mountain one night full of, excitement, and then the next game comes and they can't duplicate that. And so, that's always a challenge. And you just hope as a coach that your kids are ready to go, because once the game starts, it's on the kids. And I've never been afraid to say that as a coach. And we're going to get stuff done in practice. We're going to try to go over some stuff in pregame. Hopefully we'll be able to make a few adjustments in the game, but that's always sketchy. If you're having to make a whole lot of in-game adjustments, man, that's pretty tough. You don't always know if that can be done or if that can be executed. So you got to go into the game, and your kids have to go compete and pull through, and that's what this group's done. They've answered the bell every time.
So we got Sulphur Springs coming in Friday night. Mr. Gibson's next. Is it harder to beat a team twice in a season after it was a tough game up there? Is that harder to do?
No, I think that, in basketball and we're used to playing everybody in district twice. So, if you win the first time, you call it a split. Well, we've got a split in case there's a tie or something. You at least have beat them once. And then there's the reality is, you try to protect your home court, and you try to get as many road wins as you can. So the reality is, when we went up there, that was a great win because we won on the road. And of course it was an exciting game. Right. They're a really, really good team. I have nothing but respect for their program and their team and what they've done in recent history with their program. And so, we'll just have to play well on Friday, and hopefully that will come out on the good end of it. But
so, Coach, it's exciting year, obviously. Community's rallying around you guys. The game's packed, great atmosphere. We've talked basketball before. We've talked coaching before. What this year to this point, and we still got a long way to go this season, but what to this point has been one of the things as a coach that you've been most proud of, or that you'll carry with you as a memory from this season so far?
Well, the togetherness of these kids is really, really big, and you always like to see young kids enjoy themselves because, those of us that have been around a long time, you have memories, and the memories that come back are the shared experiences together. And so for this group, they'll have a lot of memories that they can go back and look at, a lot of positive things. And the other thing with this group is just the way they fight together, and they seem to, in a time of crisis, so to speak, they tend to find a way to rise up. And they've done that multiple times this year. People have counted them out. There's no way we're going to get it done this game, and they found a way. And that's fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Coach Walker, thank you so much. He calls you old, by the way.
That's all right. That's all right. The beer starts.
Hey, maybe I was talking about myself.
This has been Center Court with Coach Rusty Walker, sponsored by local Sonic and your Roof Masters. Go Bobcats.